من میخواهم که مردم این کشور، مخصوصاً این شهر، یادشان باشد که مرا به خاطر بیارند مثل یک ایرانی آمریکایی، کسی که به خودش فکر نمی کند، فقط به بقیه مردم فکر می کند و برایش مهم است. خدا نگهدار. My name is Essie Ebrahimi. I'm from Iran, the old name Persia, and I live in Montevallo, Alabama. In 1974, I went to England to learn English. I was there 1 year. Then my father sent me to Miami, Florida to go to school. While I was there, within 4 months, somebody came to me and talked about University of Montevallo in Alabama. And that's it. That's all it took. And I applied for it, and I got in a plane and landed in Alabama. And there was a guy from University of Montevallo met me at the airport and took me to McDonald's for first time, and then from there to University of Montevallo. And I live in the dorm. And so I decided to go to school, and I loved it. When I was young, I remember I used to get a piece of paper and look at somebody and start drawing. I always liked art, and so I decided to do that. So I got minor in business, and my major is studio art. It was 1997. When I came home, I saw my wife and my son, they were watching TV. And I looked and I put my bag down, tennis bag down, and somebody was turning a vase on a lathe. Why they were watching that, I don't know. I'm glad they did. So I turned around and I said, man, I love to do that. And my son said, you can do it. I said, watch me. So I built my own workshop. I bought me a lathe, and I started doing woodworking. And when people found out about it, every time they cut a tree, they call me. I went and got the tree and started making vases. And as a matter of fact, I even got the first one that I made. So, and then it became my passion. And a lot of people ask me, did you go to school to learn? I said, no, I just started it on my own. And one of them said, I bet you is in your blood because you're Persian. It is in your blood because the work you do is look like Persian stuff, you know, vases that you make. So it became my passion. So I've been doing it since 1997. Woodworking to me is like a passion now. I love to do it. Besides playing tennis, it's my passion. I love to do it. And I feel like God put that in front of me. It does keep me busy. And I made a lot of vases that I gave them away just to make people happy. So, and when I do woodworking, it makes me happy. When I walk in my vase room, so-called vase room, I just enjoy looking at it, it's just my passion. Besides playing tennis. I never thought that I cannot do it. I feel like any of us out there, if you really put your mind and heart in something, you can do it. Because God gave everybody talents, and you just have to find it and use it. I just think that when I started it, I didn't have the experience. And it took me mistakes and make a few vases. Eventually, I started learning. And when you have Spanish cedar, bunch of pieces, and I learned when you glue a bunch of them together, I didn't know it then, I realized if you put all of them same way, if the grain is going the same way, you put it together, the color of every one of them be the same color, because Spanish cedar or mahogany, when you turn it around, the color changes. So I didn't know that, I learned that. My greatest strength on woodworking is determination. And when I design something, I'm determined to finish it. Doesn't matter how long it will take. The only weaknesses that I think I have in doing woodworking, when I'm working on something that I know is going to take me a few months to finish, I rush. Because it's so thin, 1/4 inch thick, 1/8 of an inch thick. I rush it a little bit. I rush it instead of taking my time. I remember even my sisters telling me, just take your time, you do a better job. That's the weaknesses that I have when I do woodworking. I think if I take my time a little bit longer on a piece, I can do a better job, make it look much better. The way some of my woodworking, like turning vases, is normal. Anybody can do it. I've seen a lot of them. The only pieces that I think people either don't understand it or they never done it is the Persian style woodworking. So. But I've seen a lot of nice wood turners. I'm puzzled by some pieces that, they're not as good as other pieces that I see on YouTube. They get more views than the others.
I've never been actually intimately associated with an artist, and Essie's an artist. He's the skill for some of those pieces is amazing.
Incredible. His detail and how he does it just freehand amazes me. I don't see how in the world he does it. He's an artist.
It's unbelievable what he can do with wood. Unbelievable.
To me, Essie's wood art is very spiritual. It's a lovely representation of what he thinks about mentally, and he is a very spiritual person, and his pieces are very intricate, have a lot of depth, a lot of heart, and a lot of soul.
Essie's woodwork is deep. It's got a lot of intricate detail. He seems to have a vision that I haven't personally seen in woodworking. So much of the time I see the wood turning, but I haven't seen a lot of the wood turning that also has an intricate inlaid detail and the type of cuts that he makes. To me, it's just very engaging.
His work is outstanding.
And the collection of art was lovely.
And there's been so much development over the years.
First, I lived in Miami, Florida. Then I moved to Montevallo, Alabama, and I live on campus. When I was in Miami, Florida, I think, to me, I'm kind of a religious guy. God interfered. I mean, how on earth somebody comes to me, talk to me about University of Montevallo in Alabama? So I think that was my destiny, and I'm glad it happened. And I wound up being here in Alabama, and I love the town, I love the people, and I'm very happy being here. In late 78, early 79, my father called me and he said, stay where you are. Things fixing to get real bad. So I stayed. At that time I was dating my wife. You know, she was my girlfriend then on campus. I met her on campus. And I never thought that actually I'm going to get married and stay here, but when my father said that the things are fixing to get bad and you better stay where you are, and he managed to bring my brother and two of my sisters here. So I decided, evidently I'm going to stay here. So I went ahead. We got married, we bought a house, and then I applied for a green card. So when I got my green card, it took 5 years, and then I became an American citizen. The plan was to finish my college here in the United States and go back work in an oil company where my father worked, and he was oil executive. So that was the plan, but evidently with the revolution and they messed up everything, so I stayed here. And after I finished my college, I worked for University of Montevallo for 24 years, and then I retired. When I just came, I never had problem with anybody. And nobody questioned. As a matter of fact, they used to talk to me. We used to joke about Khomeini's, and it's a beautiful town, beautiful people. I never had a problem. The only problem I had was that people didn't know me. They were asking me, are you from Mexico? I said, no, I'm not Mexican. I am Iranian or Persian. What's that? I said, Iran. Oh, because people, they don't pronounce the, Iran. It's Iran. That's the new name. The old name is Persia. Persian Empire, 8,000 years of history, So, but I never had a problem with anybody making fun of me or about anything. Beautiful town, beautiful people. Never had any problem.
No discrimination?
No discrimination at all. At all. I like to tell the people that don't know much about Middle East, we are not Arabs, we Persians. And actually our race is German race. Arya, we call it Arya, or Aryan here, And there are a lot of good people out there. Lots of good people out there. They're not all criminals or terrorists. It's just a handful of people. As a matter of fact, there are more people get murdered here, get killed here, murdered. According to what I heard a couple of years ago, 26,000 murders in the United States. But what I'm trying to say, there are a lot of good people out there. They're real peaceful, and they would do anything for you. I'm one of them. And people of this town, they love me. They do anything for me. When I was working, even some of the people at work, they put their job on line for me. They defended me. So all people are not bad overseas. The difference, the Arabs, they speak different language. They speak Arabic, we speak Farsi or Persian. Farsi, that were completely different. And this Muslim religion came from Saudi Arabia. They traveled to Persia. And we had Christians, we had Jews, we had Muslims. We all got along. And we had thousands of Americans working there. And it was even better than here when I was there. So there's a difference between people like me from Iran or Iran, so-called. We speak different language. We're just different than Arabs. The woodworking is a kind of culture, the kind that I'm making, especially piercing, is if you go to Middle East, the walls and doors and you got piercing stuff on it. I think people in this town, some of the people that know me and know about my work, they said that this kind of woodwork, you Persian, and it is in your blood, and I guess it's in my blood and is in my heart, in my brain. Where my woodwork stands out compared to others is their Persian style vases, especially piercing. And it takes months and months and months to make a piece. And it is very, very difficult. Sometimes I get so tired that I have to just rest another day and start over the next day. It's just real hard to do. My main problem about woodworking is the wood itself. I can't find the wood that really I want to turn. I mean, it's hard to find. And the pieces that I got here, I was very lucky to even get these. So my problem is wood. I did sell some small ones, and but some of the pieces that I spent months and months and months to finish, especially the piercing, in my heart, I don't want to sell them, but everybody, I had somebody real famous came here and said, Essie, you got pieces here that they're museum pieces. You need to let people know about it. And so I decided to, with my friends' help, to put some on YouTube. But I didn't get anywhere with it because I got 500-600 views. And then I realized there are people making something so simple that I can make it within 1 hour, not 6 months. They get 4 or 5 million views. Working with wood, because of so much dust, I recommend that have a mask. And I've been told that I should wear a mask, and I've tried. And every time I tried it, with wearing glasses, I could not see. And once in a while, by mistake, I spit in the mask. So I just couldn't take it. I said, it's not as bad as smoking. So if people smoke, they get cancer. So smoking dust it's in God's hand. If I want to get lung cancer, there's nothing I can do about it. There are children, with the cancer. They don't do woodworking. They don't smoke. They don't do anything. So I just put it in God's hand and I turn the wood. I eat the dust. This is what happens when you do woodworking. All I do is eat sawdust all day long. Do you like that? If you like it, you can join me. And I'm getting fat because of sawdust. I'm getting a lot of sawdust. But I think I'm doing a good job. I thought maybe I can have a little fun too, because I'm fixing to finish doing woodworking. So why not have a little fun? Look at the sawdust. Can you believe this? Look what happened to my stomach. You want to join me anytime? Have some fun with me. Bye-bye.
You can do your yard in the summer and get it looking good, and the magnolia tree drops its leaves. So even though you've just done your yard, it's messed up again with magnolia leaves. So I cut my tree down, and Essie still had his, and I said, dang, man, I do my yard and your leaves blow over in my yard. And he cut his tree down. That goes back to that giving that I was talking about. He, rather than have a sense that his tree was causing me a problem, he just cut it down, and then he went further than that. He took a piece of it and made me a vase. Yeah, so it's just a cherished piece of artwork that he did for me.
Come on. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. You don't like banana? They told me deers like banana. Here. Come on. Come on. Hey deer, what's your name? Come here. Come back here.
I lost my brother when he was 17 years old in a hunting accident right in Montevallo. And I remember one time I went to visit and I saw a white truck in the middle of the road talking to one of the city workers that works at the cemetery, cut grass and everything. And so I stopped because I couldn't pass them. And the guy said, come on. And so I decided to stop and talk to them. I knew the guy who works there, but I didn't know the other guy. The guy who works there is a black guy, and the other guy in a white truck was a white guy, kind of older guy. And when I stopped, he asked me, who are you? I said, Essie Ebrahimi. I never heard of you. I said, I've been in Montevallo since 1975. He said, well, I never heard of you. I said, yeah, my name is Essie Ebrahimi, and I'm married to a Chilton County redneck. And when I said that, he said, well, what the hell wrong with the rednecks? I prefer to be a daggone redneck than an Iranian. And my response was, me too. And when I said that, he could not talk no more. And the guy, the black guy that works there, he keep motioning us to just leave, leave, leave. That's the only experience I had in past since 1975, really. Beautiful people, beautiful town. I was born in Muslim family, but even then we believed in Jesus. A Muslim family, a good Muslim family, they go as far as Jesus is God's son. So we even had Jesus' picture on the wall in our house. And while I was here, Jesus actually decided to walk in my life because for one thing, I remember 2 years before I retired, I was close to my office, standing by my office, and 3 of my guys came and said, "It's okay." That's my sister. I remember I was standing by my office watching students in and out dorms, going to school and to classes and cafeteria. And 3 of my guys, they came to me, they said, "Essie, we're just gonna walk and we're gonna fix the problem. We're just gonna walk." I said, "Okay." About 30 feet away from me, they were, when they left, about 30 feet away from me, a little guy with the briefcase just passed the 3 guys and came straight to me. And he stood beside me. All he asked was, "Are you still with God?" So I turned around and I said, "Yes, I am." When I said that, he put his head down and I could see he looked sad. And then he walked away from me and went toward Brook Hall and disappeared. And I didn't think about it until the guys came back 30 minutes later. And I asked every one of them, "Did you see that little guy just 30 minutes ago with the little briefcase?" Every one of them said, "No, we didn't see nobody." Then I realized, oh my God, that was an angel. And I even feel funny talking about it. And then I called my wife, I said, "You have no idea what happened. There was an angel here," and left. And today I know why he was sad. He wasn't happy when I said, "Yeah, I'm still with God." So I was playing tennis with University girls tennis team and traveling, playing tennis, traveling, and at the same time, because my parents came too, because it was so bad over there, so they came too, and they lived with me. And so my wife was going to work every day, coming home, taking care of my children, my parents, take them to doctors, do things for them, while I was on tennis court playing tennis and traveling. And then after that, I started playing at Pelham Racket Club with the stronger girls tennis team. And I started playing almost every day and traveling with them too. So I spent most of my time away from the house while my wife was taking care of everything else. So it didn't take that long. Jesus started walking into my life. First, I was just walking, I saw a cross on the ground. I picked it up, I was, So I brought it home. And then I got a habit, I get one Q-tip and I stick it in peroxide and clean my right ear and turn around and stick it in there, clean my left. This particular time, something was telling me take 2 Q-tips. So I went back, I got one more. So I came back and sit on the couch, start watching TV, and I put the peroxide down here and put the Q-tips there. So I picked one, stick it in peroxide, clean my ear, turn it around, dry it, and just throw it on the carpet. I pick up the other one, did the same thing with the left one. Just throw it, without looking, just throw it on the carpet. But when I went to get the peroxide, I saw something, I said, oh my God. So immediately I got my cell phone and I took a picture of it. Without looking, it turned to a perfect cross. Perfect cross. And I took a picture of it immediately. And then a few weeks later, me and my wife, we went to Lowe's. The moment I opened my truck door, I saw a 1/4 inch gold cross on the ground, and I picked it up. I said, And then one day, I was standing and eating lunch and watching TV at the same time. When I turn around, I look at my plate, I saw my French fries turn to a perfect cross. I couldn't believe it. So I feel like that God, Jesus want to come to my life and change my life around. And he did. He did. I realized first my mother came with the Alzheimer's, dementia, and then my father had a stroke, passed away, and then my wife came up with cancer. So everything that happened made me to realize I cannot be out there every day and let my wife do everything by herself. So this all stuff happens. It made me to realize I need to stay home, take care of my parents, take care of my wife, and be here for her. When my father passed away, 2 weeks later, it's a lady that I used to play tennis with. She called me. It was Monday night. She called me. She said, Essie, you don't need to stay home, be upset, and you need to stop playing tennis. She said, tomorrow morning it's supposed to rain, but if sun comes out, I'm going to call you. You're going to come out and play tennis. And then the next morning, I went to visit my mother at the rehab, and I went to the bank, closed my father's account. And I came home Tuesday morning, it was Tuesday morning, and I was so sad that I sit in the house and cry for a long time. It was so bad that I went to my neighbors, Gary, my neighbor, and I told him that I don't feel like playing tennis, and I hope to God sun doesn't come out. So anyway, about 1 o'clock, sun comes out, and the lady called me and she said, Essie, change your clothes, come out. So I went to the tennis court, and I put my bag on the bench, we start talking and we start playing. On the changeover, she saw a red-brown butterfly going up and down in my case, my rackets. And she said, "What you got in your bag?" I said, "Nothing, that's an angel. Just said it." And she looked at me like I'm crazy. So we start playing tennis again. On a changeover, same butterfly going up and down, up and down. It happened 3 times. The third time, I put my racket down on the changeover and the butterfly landed on my racket. So when it was time to play, I picked up my racket and walked toward the baseline. And she did the same thing, and she said, "Essie, the butterfly is following you." By the time she said that, the butterfly was on top of my racket, just doing this. And then all I did, it didn't click, all I did said, "Now I gotta play tennis." The moment I said that, the butterfly just flew away, went over the fence, disappeared. That was an angel trying to tell me, your father is in good place and don't worry about it. But one more thing, before the hospital called and said my father passed away, me and my wife was sitting watching TV. Of course we were upset. And on top of the right side of the TV, the little window opened. And all of a sudden, and I went kind of jumped like that forward, looked like you grabbed my horse, just throw it in that window. And what I saw was love, peace, beauty. That's all I could see. And then they called a few hours later they called and my father passed away. I feel like God was trying to tell me this is fixing to happen and he's going to be in a good place.
The Bicentennial celebration started in January and will last through the whole year. But this particular event started the 1st of July and will run through the end of July with our reception on the 13th tonight. And we have other events, and I guess the culmination of the biggest event that we have will be our birthday bash that will be at Orr Park on September the 9th.
This event is so important because Montevallo is a very artistic type of place. It's a very diverse place, and with a 200-year history that is being promoted this year, we felt like we wanted to include not only a birthday celebration, which we're going to do later in the year, but we've chosen all types of events to celebrate all the aspects of Montevallo, and art is a very important aspect for us.
We are so proud to have this many artists here, but there's so many that have been hidden and that don't display their work or don't even tell anybody about their work, and Essie is the perfect example. I went to Essie's house and found a room that was just crammed with his beautiful art. And I'm so glad that we're getting to display that tonight and get Essie's name out in the community.
Essie came to Montevallo in 1975 and happened to go to work for my father. And my father was very impressed with Essie and his level of determination, his motivation, and his set of skills. And he was just generally very impressed with Essie across the board. And so Essie has been significant to our family for a very long time.
I've always encouraged Essie to get out and show his artwork and to be part of the larger art community. And he's always said that, no, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to make that stand or to put my work out there. It's not as good as it needs to be. And I would say to him that, Essie, for an artist, you never reach that point. That you're always striving, you're always moving forward. There's always a goal that you can't quite obtain. So you never get there. It's a lifelong journey, and it feeds your soul, it makes you happy, it gives you a good reason to be excited about every day that you work. So I would tell him to accept the fact that there's always somewhere else to go with your artwork. There's always there's always new techniques. There's always, craftsmanship can always be better. Design work can always be better. But that's the nature of it. It's an organic experience and you never really quite get there. And that's the beauty of making art, really.
I worked here for almost 20 years part-time, and I've been turning for 30 plus years. Get involved with local clubs, local shows, and there's a lot of media out there, YouTube, that will expose your work, and just keep promoting yourself.
Okay. What would you say to Essie if he were standing next to you right now?
I'd say, good morning, Essie. He's running short. His work is outstanding. I've been involved with wood turning here in town for 20 years, and I've been to symposiums. I've seen a lot of people's work, and his work is among the best in the United States.
We had a lot of rain, so I had a leak in the back, so I decided to get in the attic. So I was crawling in the attic, and all of a sudden I just fell through the ceiling head first, but I landed on the couch, and that saved my life. And the pain in my neck was so bad that I had to go to emergency. So, but I'm thankful that you know, I'm okay, you know. So I fell before off the roof, ladder, climbed a tree and fell. So I have 5 surgeries on my shoulders. So I've been through a lot of accidents. And I learned my lesson. I'm gonna be careful next time when I crawl in the attic. So, but I'm here, and I'm gonna do more woodworking and hopefully play tennis. I feel real tired.
Why?
That was a lot of work to set up everything, so it's kind of hard.
How do you think it's going to go today?
I have no idea. I've never done it before, so I have no idea. I think it's a good experience for me because I'm going to be in Bluff Park show in Hoover, so it's a good experience. I've been in Montevallo for 44 years. There are a lot of beautiful people in Montevallo. And I knew that I'm one of them, and I knew that people were gonna come talk good about my work, but I knew that not too many people were gonna buy my stuff. Some of them real expensive, so, but I am very, very tired, but I'm glad I did it. It was a good experience for me. For next show. The only things that it was funny happened today, 2 ladies, they stopped by and looked at my stuff, and one of them asked me, "Where'd you get all that?" I said, "Walmart." And really? I said, "No, I'm just kidding, I made them." "You made them?" I said, "Yeah, I made them, yeah." "How did you do that?" I said, "I put on my lathe, I turn it, then I design it, and here's them."
There are a number of talented artists at the Bluff Park Art Show. They come from all over the area, all over the country, and there's some amazing talent there. And I would definitely put Essie's work up among the best. I would be very surprised if he didn't at least place in the Bluff Park Art Show, because his work is just simply fantastic.
I do think he's going to win it, and I know that he should win it. From all the art I've seen around Birmingham and Shelby County, he should be the winner.
My wife and I have gone to a lot of art shows, and I've seen a lot of different artisans, and the answer to that would be yes.
A lot of people telling me, you're making all these pieces, you put them all in this room, and nobody knows about it. Let people know about what you're doing. Let people see your pieces. So that's a good start to, join Bluff Park in Alabama and let people see what you're doing. Kind of complaining about the weather. I said, why this has to come this Saturday, that's my first show. So I think God punished me early this morning. I broke one of my nice pieces. So that's all. And I'm praying for everybody, I hope everybody's doing good here today. So either way, I'll be happy.
This year's $3,500 Best in Show Award that will join our permanent collection is a woodwork piece by Essie Ebrahimi. Congratulations, sir.
Well, it's been a long day. Actually, I wanted to go home early, and now my nose is itching. But I couldn't, so I was complaining to everybody around me that I'm tired, I want to go home, and boom, they came and they called my name, and I got the first prize. It's not going to be mine anymore, it's gone for $3,500, or 36, I don't know, 35, yeah. I feel good about winning, but I'm sad to lose this piece, because I worked hard on this, very hard. Do your things and join the Bluff Park Art Show. I think I'm going to do it again, if I'm still alive. I was worried about it, for past few days. I was asking God, why this Saturday, But then I realized there are people out there that lose everything they got because of bad weather, so I got over it. And I said, thank you, God. It's okay, whatever happens today. It's raining, and I will better put my stuff together and go home, I guess, by 5.
permanent collection has a home currently in a storage facility for pieces that we rotate around if they're not on a rotation to be publicly displayed. They're in a nice climate-controlled facility. But the goal is to have those pieces displayed in and around the Birmingham area, so Birmingham, Hoover, Jefferson, Shelby County in general. So these are different places of business. They might be libraries, city, municipal buildings, schools, especially schools. We enjoy having our pieces out. So they are there on behalf of the Bluff Park Art Association to raise awareness of art.
I think the difference between an artist and a craftsman is, and I look at Essie as an artist, a craftsman keeps rehashing the same thing. They get an idea, they move forward, they achieve some excellence in their craft. But an artist is someone who takes that excellence of craft and pushes it into a new area, takes chances. And what I've seen with Essie's work is that he takes chances, and I would like him to encourage him to do so. I would also like him to, for the good of all of us and our culture, continue to tap into his historic culture of Persian work and Middle Eastern work, and show that to a new American audience, a new Western audience.
I've seen him do so many things for so many different people. He doesn't judge people. If they're in need, he goes and helps them. And I've seen him do it when he was feeling bad, himself, tired, worn out, whatever, and he still helps people. People in the neighborhood, people outside the neighborhood. He's a giving person.
He's the most caring person I've ever seen, and worries too much about other people more than himself.
Essie is terrific, amazing.
He is a very spiritual person.
I think in addition to being this incredible artist, Essie adds a certain flair to our community, to the city of Montevallo. He has a wonderful personality, he's outgoing, he's interested in what we have in the community, and he also wants to get engaged and he wants to get involved. So I think he adds something to the community that we wouldn't have otherwise. So we're just very thankful that he's here and that he's a part of Montevallo.
Just fantastic.
Well, why do you say he's fantastic?
Just the way he is so friendly, outgoing, and always has something to say nice. Just really a nice guy.
A genuine, very faithful person. Clearly his faith shines through, as well as his big heart.
The first word that comes to mind is driven.
This is to the people that they want to do woodwork. When I start doing woodworking, this is the one that I made. Means that's all knowledge I had. That's all I could do. The one on the left side. And then from this experience, when you do more and more and more, you get experience. From that came to this. This, the one on the right side, it took me 6 months to finish. Real thin, 1/8 of an inch thick. So this is to the people that want to do woodworking. No matter how good you are, how bad you are, you can do it like I did. I didn't know better. That's all I could do, this little one. And then from this little one, I got better and better. But you have to be determined 100% to be able to do it. If you're determined, you can do anything. You can do even 10 times better than what I did. So that's good for that. دوست دارم که بزنم پت بگم خیلی ممنون که این چند سال با من بودی و هستی و از من نگهداری کردی و میکنی. دوستت دارم. دوست دارم که به شهر مونتوالو آلاباما بگم خیلی ممنون که مرا خوش آمد کردین و احساس خونه هم کردین. دوست دارم که از دانشگاه مونتوالو تشکر کنم که به من درس یادم دادید و به من شغل دادید توی استیم پلنت. دوست دارم که به مردمی که به داستان زندگی من نگاه میکنن تشویق بشن که دنبال آرزویی که دارن برن. شماها را دوست دارم. With love, Essie Ebrahimi. God bless. I want them to remember me as a very good-hearted person.
That's nothing but lies. I lied like a dog. I lied like a rug is what I did.